Honorable Men Discord, Anton Massey. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Let's get straight into it. So, Antoine Massey is one of 10 inmates that had escaped. At the time of this recording, he was not captured. So if you're watching this and he's captured, that's a whole nother story. But what we're here to talk about is the fact that he's still not captured. He, along with one other inmate, is still on the run. The other 8 were captured and brought back to the facility. And this took place out in New Orleans. Now, for the life of me, I don't know how they're not able to capture somebody who has tattoos on their face the way he does. I mean, the only thing I could think is he's definitely not going in public to buy anything to eat. It makes me assume that somebody's helping him pick up groceries, canned goods, or whatever, and he's just keeping a low profile, probably underground in a basement somewhere, and never showing face outside, which is his only option, along with the other prisoner. Last name is Grove. But let's get into this News Nation report, and we'll talk about it further at the end.
We also have an update on the social media video apparently posted by one of the escaped inmates from the New Orleans area. Police say they searched the home where they believe this video was shot 2 miles from the jail. They did not find this man, though, Antoine Massey. He is one of 2 prisoners still on the run after 10 escaped through a hole in the wall last month. The clip here is from New Orleans station WVUE. News Nation can't confirm this is Massey, but the video was originally posted on his Instagram and has since been deleted. Here's part of it.
I'm asking for help, please, before they throw me away for something that I did not do. I'm showing y'all, the whole world, how corrupted the state of Louisiana is. I'm an innocent man. Yes, in my past, I made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say mistakes. I was just young. You know what I'm saying? But the system has failed a lot of people and not just me.
He's now asking for President Trump to get involved, and he's innocent. That's what he says. Massey's accused of domestic abuse, stealing a motor vehicle, and violating his parole. News Nation's Chris Cuomo spoke with his aunt, who says that they just want Massey to turn himself in so that he can be safe.
We just want Antoine to trust us as his family, to know that we love him and have his best interests at heart so we can get him home safe. That's all we're looking for, is a safe return.
So in addition to Massey, we've got this other inmate still out there. His name's Derek Groves. He is a convicted killer who shot a rifle into a crowd during a Mardi Gras celebration in 2018. He's getting far less attention, though, because of Massey's social media video. Joining us now is someone who has dealt with Massey in the past, Matthew Dennis, co-founder of Assured Supervision Accountability Program and president of the Association of Supervised Ankle Monitoring Providers. So you know this guy, Matthew. Thanks for being with us. What should people know about Antoine Massey now that he is out and on the run?
I mean, what should they know about Antoine? I mean, Antoine isn't the worst of the 2 that's still out there. I mean, Antoine's gaining a lot of attention. He certainly needs to be captured. But I would be more concerned at this moment with Groves. He's much more dangerous. He's a convicted murderer. He's facing the rest of his life in prison. So with Massey, my goal with Massey would be, say, Antoine, turn yourself in. You've made this much worse. This wasn't nearly as bad as what you've turned it into. So, I mean, Antoine needs to turn himself in, and people need to turn him in if they see him.
So this video is out there. He says he's innocent. What do you make of the video and some of the claims that he says?
Antoine was released to my program in late 2023 with a warning that he had recently cut off an ankle monitor, which is why he was put in our program. He was put in our program because we have arrest powers. We team up with the bail agents. And in this case, we had a very good bail agent, and they were on it with us. When he cut it off, it was 2 hours after we put it on him. He went to the Walmart on Bullard out in New Orleans East. We had him within 4 hours. He went to jail. We put him back in jail where he stayed because he was then considered a flight risk until he pled guilty on his case. And he was convicted. He was put on probation. Massey is not innocent. Massey is convicted of his charges, which included one charge of tampering with an electronic monitoring device. He was assigned to probation, which he skipped. They put a warrant out for him because he wouldn't come into probation hearings. They captured him. They put him in jail. That's why he's in jail. He's not in jail because he's facing a charge. He's in jail because he refused to follow the sentence order.
Matthew, how'd you catch him the first time, and how close was he to where he had escaped?
Yeah, it's a question that keeps getting asked. You know, when we catch people, we use a lot of resources. A lot of times it might be people. It's hard to tell you how we caught him without him understanding how we caught him, and I don't want him to know how we caught him. We caught him fast. Okay, he cut it off. We had him within 4 hours. We had him back in the jail. We caught him because we were paying attention. The minute he escaped, we put it out to the public. It didn't take 8 or 10 hours. It worked quickly. It went quickly, and he was captured quickly. So, I mean, we caught him because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to pay attention and be on top of these people the minute they escape, not hours and hours later.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation.
I don't know if that was a jab at the correctional facility by him saying, you know, that's what we're supposed to do. We pay attention. It shouldn't take hours later. It sounds like a jab that he said. But in any regard, the truth is, I think they were able to capture him that fast because someone cooperated. Someone told on him. A family member. Most of the time, you know, these guys, when they're finally free, they make a call to someone, one of their loved ones or girlfriend or whatever the case is, and, you know, they end up telling the authorities because it wasn't just like, you know, it wasn't like he had some type of device on him where they could track him. So most likely somebody cooperated, which is why he said what he said. But again, at the time of this recording, he was not captured. So if he's captured now, then what's your thoughts on the whole fact that it took long for him to be captured? If he's still free, what's your thoughts on the fact that they still didn't capture him yet? You know, as far as him, they didn't show it in this video. He was asking for help from like Lil Wayne. He said Meek Mill. He started asking rappers for help, which I think that's a shot in the dark. He might have a chance, maybe Meek Mill, you know, when he was released from prison, he was speaking in favor of those who are locked up and mistreated and things like that. So it's still a shot in the dark. You know, I don't know if those people that he mentioned and was seeking help from would actually consider giving him help. Trump being one of them, I don't think Donald Trump is looking to help somebody who escaped from prison. But he clearly has a history, from what the guy said, of he's a flight risk. So once they capture him this time, I can only imagine where they're gonna place him within the prison, because this is routine for him. But I don't know whether or not, you know, he's guilty or not. The guy said he's guilty. The guy who actually dealt with him said that he's guilty of his charges, and he actually pleaded guilty, if I'm not mistaken. That's what the guy said. But yeah, what's your thoughts on all of this? I'm just surprised, you know, that someone, again, with recognizable face tattoos like this hasn't been caught. But if he was caught, why did it take so long? And what's your thoughts on this? I just think it was crazy that 10 people managed to get out. I can only imagine the internal investigation for that facility. You know, I'm pretty sure someone's getting fired, or some people are getting fired. This is not something that wasn't a small thing. 10 people, it could have been catastrophic, you know, had they got out there and harmed people. It would have been catastrophic. But this is crazy, along with other things going on in this world. This is crazy. But as always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.